What's good, chat? What's good? It's your boy BTG, man. Back in the building. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? What's good? Salute, Lou Jenkins in the building, man. What's happening? What's happening? We back again with another one. Random topics, man. Something coming, bro. Y'all see the title. Y'all see the title. Y'all been seeing the headlines in the news. All right. First off, man, we got Dark Brandon, man. 8-minute long video, bro. We're gonna go and see what this is about. Y'all pour in, man. If you're feeling generous, if you would like to support a young brother, be sure to tap that link pinned in the chat. All your donations are humbly appreciated. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Nick Fuentes had ordered the Groypers to go and infiltrate and penetrate the Heritage Foundation. Well, turns out last night Mark Levin had a radio show, thank you to those subscribers who made me aware, and the Groypers have raided the call-in portion of the show. So we decided to turn it into a cartoon for you. But before we go there, let's just see how Mark Levin sets the stage. For those who don't know, Mark Levin is a conservative radio and Fox News TV show host. He's been around for quite some time. Nick Fuentes recently said that it was Mark Levin that helped him become extremist, and I don't think that's true. I think that was more of a troll. But Mark...
Hey, yo. I find it funny that it's like these grown men, mind you, Nick Fuentes is 27 years old. These guys are looking to other grown men to blame them for how they turned out. You know what I'm saying? They look at certain individuals and they want to base their whole personality off of that. So you got to blame this other grown man for you becoming a psychopath, an extremist. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who just be popping it online. You feel me? Let's continue, bro.
Levin in the past did voice concerns about America becoming non-white.
What's good? Screenshot in the building. What's happening? What's happening? Salute to everybody coming in. I don't know what the hell wrong with these people, and them thinking like they getting replaced or something. Like, chat, these people want to be victims at every turn, bro. At every turn.
Wait, take it away, Mark.
I have the ability to fight back. I have a microphone. I have a TV camera.
With Google Play Games, you can play unlocked. Unlock rewards with Google Play Points.
I have a digital platform. Every day, every single day in the United States of America, being called a Hebe and a kike and Israel first every damn day. I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm making a point. Listening to members of the House of Representatives, and some even in the Senate, use the most grotesque libels against you just because of your faith, or the platforming on podcast.
Hey, does the audio sound good on y'all end, bro? Y'all let me know, bro. The audio good, the video good. You know what I'm saying? We ain't lagging. We right? Y'all let me know, man. Y'all let me know.
On social media of these people.
Okay, so keep in mind, there are Groypers on the whole line just listening to everything he's saying, and this radio show is sponsored by the Heritage Foundation. Let's keep going.
When you're canceling an entire faith, Jews. When you're trying to deplatform an entire faith, Jews. Maybe next time it's blacks. Maybe next time it's Catholics. Maybe next time it's Christians generally, or Italians, or Irish, or God knows what. All of this should be behind us, ladies and gentlemen. All of it. All of it. But it's not. It's here, right now. I've got to hear Bannon over there with his big, fat, filthy mouth about me as a Jew. I got to hear
Like, yo, they attacking. Look, when you got these young quote unquote Republicans attacking Jewish people and attacking Israelite people who support Israel, bruh, you know they are finished, bruh. They can no longer play that little nice game like they've been playing. Now it's full on extremists. Man. Hey, they can't help themselves though. Hey, throughout history, this same political party, whatever party embraces the extremism and racism, they always the ones that are enacting violence or start making threats when they start seeing things aren't going their way. Let's continue.
Tarleton over there with his stupid, moronic, effeminate voice and statements about me. But let me tell you something. Let me tell them all. You're messing with the wrong guy. In fact, you're messing with the wrong people.
Okay, so you can see that things are getting under the skin of Mark Levin. He's pretty pissed. And it is true, all of these people are taking aim at him and mentioning him quite often. And that takes us to the call-in segment. Let's begin.
The call board is full. It's been full. And some people are waiting a very long time. So let me jump to it early. Let us go to let's see, Nick, Havelock, North Carolina, on the Levin app. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. How are you, Mark?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah, I was just calling because I've heard a lot of talk about like the Nazis and whatever, and I know I remember learning that the Nazis thought that Jewish people in their DNA made them, disgusting, right?
Okay, so some things to note. Most Groypers are not as well spoken as Nick Fuentes.
That's something that I've been figured out, bro. These people that have all of these things to say about other ethnic groups and get out my country, etc., etc. These people be the slowest individuals, bro, and they have a very, very lacking education background. Yeah. Majority of these people are slow. That's why you see them, bro. That's why these people don't know what's going on. They just like listening to the person that they know embodies their ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Do the thinking for them, right? Do the thinking for them so they don't have to think. They can just get on these lines and everything and just start talking about Nazis and Hey, once again, if we had properly punished these people like we should have when they lost, we would not have any of these on land factions. We wouldn't have all these enclaves on here, bro. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, it's sheer blasphemy, bro, to be in America knowing that Americans went and fought a war in Germany against inhumane acts, and you sitting over here trying to embody that. You know what I'm saying? That should be grounds for deportation. Am I tripping? Chat. That sounds like grounds for deportation. Like, clearly you don't want to be here. Clearly you don't care for Americans. You know what I'm saying? You're not a very compassionate person. You ain't willing to open, you know what I'm saying? Open yourself up for new opportunity to be spread out here. So hell no, like, you get the fuck. Man, these people need to go.
In fact, a lot of them are incels without good communication skills. So oftentimes when they try to call into our show and crank call us, they really struggle with just basic communication. Let's see how Mark responds.
Oh, we got another ad.
So these guys lie to get through. So we have to dump them. So we'll be getting this too, but we'll keep moving. If you're going to try something like this, don't be a coward. Just call. Let's go. And so now we have neo-Nazi supporters. Let's go to Ryan, Dayton, Ohio, on the Mark Levin app. How are you?
I'm doing good, Mark. How are you?
Okay.
Big fan. Love your show on Fox. I've been watching you for about 6 years now.
Thank you, man.
Right now it feels like so many people are filled with hatred nowadays, and it seems like a lot of this is stemming from that from a lot of evil forces like Nick Fuentes. I'm
Try another one. Let us go to Tim in California, the Mark Levin app. Go.
He picking up on it. They keep mentioning him, bro, and they trying to be funny with shit. They keep mentioning Fuentes, and he is literally aggravated by this. Like, y'all gotta understand, Fuentes, bro, that stuff that happened to Charlie Kirk, dude, that's the perfect, like, talking like that is exactly why that happened to him. And another YT person did it. Not a black person, not a Jewish person, not an Arabic person, not an Indian. You feel me? Let's continue.
Hey, am I on air, Mark? How are you?
Okay. Go ahead, Tim.
Hey, a lot of crazy people on here tonight. That's unfortunate. Anyway, I just wanted to say I can't believe this Zoran clown got elected in the city the other day. I think one of the leading reasons people are voting for him is this rise in anti-Semitism.
Happen now is the numbers being given out, right, Mr. Producer? It's a coordination from the gropers. Maybe we'll do that to them.
I'm glad he peeped.
Oh my God! Yeah.
This is what happens when you have an IQ above room temperature. You can intercept these things. You can peep it. They just be talking. So they don't even be coming up there with nothing to say, y'all. Nothing to say. They just want to mention Nick Fuentes and the Groypers.
Okay, so he just said it's a coordination from the gropers. No, it's not the gropers. It's the Groypers. The Gropers were the guy that you put in office, the guy who likes bragging about grabbing pussy and was found liable by a jury of his peers for literally groping women. Yeah, that guy, But the Groypers were the people that you got in bed with, the anti-Semites, the extremists. You were so desperate to win, you were willing to sell out your principles, even if it cost biting you back in the ass, which is what we're seeing now.
And that's why we don't feel bad for them, right? These people will literally just embrace a Nazi piece of shit over the black guy that lives in the hood. You know what I'm saying? That's doing his best. That's trying to go to work every day. You know what I'm saying? Take care of children. They choose the damn slow motherfucker who obviously does not care for humanity, period. Right? And they have this like fixated ideology of this pure Caucasian nation, right? Hey, but Kevin, y'all chose this guy. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, y'all appointed Trump. Trump is y'all guy. So shit.
This is why morals and values are important, and being principled in morals and values. And we can see right here as a perfect...
Oh, I don't know if y'all been noticing either. Damn, Lou, I'm glad you said something about that. Black on black crime has been dropping dramatically, especially in Baltimore. They can no longer use those excuses. They can no longer form those arguments, bro, to detract from what's going on right now with YT on YT crime.
Example of what happens when you do sell out your principles. But let's see how Mark tries to land the plane.
So that's what's going on. The gropers are in, and so we're not going to go to the calls. We're just going to continue to press the case. Let's see here. Now, the president on tariffs.
And that was a pretty amazing pivot over to tariffs. Well played, Mark. Riveting stuff you have going on over here. But this is it. This is what winning on the right looks like. A bunch of groypers penetrating penetrating the phone lines of Mark Levin. But, this is what he voted for.
Damn shame, boy. And it's crazy because They should have never been able. Matter of fact, since the inception of this country, bro, and since black people have been here, these people have put placed in the media like we are these criminalistic individuals that have no type of self-control, and they never ever pinpointed or highlighted their own crimes. Right? They have placated to a narrative for so fucking long, right? And it's right in our face, like, bruh, these people are the ones that's gonna go to the White House and try to fuck shit up. These people are the ones that's gonna try to burn shit down. What black town been burnt down by some black people? That ain't never happened before. We got too many different, you know what I'm saying, altercations where these people have come and tried to tear down the infrastructure. Oh yeah, I heard some, you know, I did my little research. Mansa Musa sent some people here, you know. Way back in the day, Mansa Musa sent some people here. And I don't think they came, I think they ended up somewhere else, and today they might be a different people going by something else. But the natives and everything, we've been affiliated with them, bro. Which is why we have, like, a lot of us have integrated into their tribes. When everything was going on with the slave trade and people were escaping and needing to find shelter and a home and somewhere to be safe, they assimilated into Native American tribes, which wasn't hard to begin with because of them, a lot of them first generation slaves. They still had a lot of African, you know what I'm saying, ways of doing things. Hunting and gathering, all of that was instilled in us, bro. You feel me? These wilderness, all of these trees and everything, they welcome us. So that's not even a coincidence. It just makes so much sense for that to happen. Next video. Nick Fuentes admits he loves living in a liberal environment.
I know.
Hold on, y'all. Shout out to the chat, man. Yeah, the African trade, yeah. And you know, bro, a lot of times to get away from that whole slavery conversation, they like to say, hey, your people sold you. Your people, you know what I'm saying, sold you out and da-da-da-da-da. Like, what? Hey, bro, what the people that got enslaved, you know what I'm saying, that got subjugated to all type of cruelty, what do they have to do with that and how they got treated? What does that have to do with their handlers or the people that took them into their custody? How they began to inflict evil upon them and the masses, chat. It's like as soon as motherfuckers got away from the homeland and got away from, you know what I'm saying, all of that familiarity, them people just then unmasked themselves and became the creatures that they are today.
What y'all saying? Y'all say, Torian, oh God, you doing another video on Nick Fuentes? Yes, I am. But this is,
damn, my bad. I ain't even show the video. Hold on. Exit solo layout. All right, here we go.
it's kind of interestingly funny. So to give you a preface of what you're about to watch, someone has sent Nick Fuentes, I guess he was streaming somewhere and somebody donated to his streaming. You know, of course, like with YouTube, you have super chats where people can send you money and then they probably put a comment in there or maybe ask a question and something along those lines. Well, he was streaming somewhere, I'm not sure what platform he was streaming on, and someone sent him, I think, like $50. And in a question, it's a long question, but they basically were asking Nick Fuentes, why do you live in such a liberal area? For those who don't know, Nick Fuentes lives in like the Chicagoland area. I don't think he lives actually in Chicago, but he lives in like a suburb of Chicago, like in a surrounding area that's slightly outside of Chicago. And I want y'all to listen to the response he gives to the question because it's actually very interesting, but it also is going to put something into perspective for me, not only about him, but also a lot of others who claim to be conservative.
Mother of Groipling sent $50. How do you tolerate living in such a liberal area? I live in Lombard and every year gets darker. Makes me and my husband want to move to our cabin in the North Woods. But we'd be leaving jobs/families behind. So hard. Off topic, I'm a Berwyn-born Serb. Have you ever tried Serbian cevapi? So good. You should check out Skadarlia in Brookfield. Great food.
I don't tolerate it. I love it. I love living in a liberal area. I love living in a liberal area. I like it. I don't want to be in a conservative area where everybody's going to be carrying on, being all conservative. I like I like the alienation. You want to know why? Nobody, aside from the usual blacks, which is easily avoided.
Black people live in their heads rent free. Just we got condos in these motherfuckers' heads. But I'm gonna let them keep talking.
Nobody gives you a hard time. Nobody bothers you at all. You get in, get out of everything clean. People are rude. And, so you don't find yourself in like big, long conversations. Some of them don't even speak English.
Bro, this is a person that doesn't interact with black people, yo. This is somebody who has an irrational fear of us. And it's probably best that they do. Right? Because you're not going to fear someone unless you already have ill intent, right? His intentions are already bad, right? So when he sees a black man, when he gets around a black person, best believe this dude's heart is pumping. That motherfucker beating. Why? Because he's a coward by nature. I don't go outside every day and go to the store and be worried about, oh, this person finna say something to me. I do what I need to do and I get gone, bro. Only people like this live inside of their head all day, live in basements, stay in the crib, don't really experience human interaction like that. And that's the type of this is the type of mentality it builds. You just a natural being. Yeah, your fear is back because they know what the hell will happen. They know what will happen, the level of ferocity that will be unleashed. But why poke the bear though, Mom? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Lou? Why even poke the bear? Some of us are just as violent and malicious as them, or even more. Exactly, especially some of our cousins, man. Other than the foundational black Americans, you got Haitians, you got Jamaicans. Shit, you got, man, bro, Liberians. You got people that will really do stuff to you. You be talking about FBA. You know, a certain type of African bloodline being here, bro, they would have been retaliated. They would have been did some of the most worst things. But you know, our ancestors lived through us, right? And that's why we moved the way we moved. We aren't these violent, dastardly entities that these people want to portray us to be. You know, I feel like I'm responsible as a young black man to understand that, first off, and see through all the bullshit and see through all the plays and you know what I'm saying, the theatrics that these people be trying to run. Right? Because if we were so bad, right, then why haven't we been the one that been leading all of these genocides and all of these horrible, you know what I'm saying, happenings? These historical massacres, bro. We never played a single part in any of them. So let's continue.
English, the less talking, the better. So I don't mind it. Maybe when I have a family, I'll want to live in a conservative area, but for a single guy, it's great. It's a little dangerous. The food's great. You know, there's not a lot of carrying on. Like, what I like about it is there's just not a ton of rules. So you can kind of be a little bit of a jerk too. If you're in a conservative area, I'd be the biggest.
This dude looks evil, bro. Like, chat, in a bitch hat way though. Not like, oh, absolutely. He looks like a cowardly evil. You know, he's in a place where he feels comfortable. You know what I'm saying? This little man in a suit, right? He really just a gamer, bro. You can tell by his demeanor, his little goofy ass demeanor, man. Buddy is a square, right? You can tell that, right? Just off looking at the screen right now. he is not really into none of the things that he be talking about, right? He want them dummies to go do it. He want the crash outs of his party, of his audience, to go out there and get busy. Very few of them will, right? Yeah, a professional grifter, bro. He ain't got no issues trying to act like, oh, we boots on the ground. We this, we that. We gonna be there, right? These people ain't gonna take zero accountability, right? When it comes time to do it. When it's time to do all these things that they be constantly talking about, making America great again. We are naturally born peaceful, but life experiences changes us into the same monsters as them. I want to think, bro, we ain't capable. Well, of course, any person is capable of violence, but I don't think we are capable of what they are capable of. We have never seen like a population of people be more on code with this kind of evil. Black people have never been together in an ideology of let's single this group of people out. Let's make them feel unwanted. Let's unalive them. And unquantifiable numbers, right? Right, chat. Like we don't have that in us. Like it's a different disposition with these people. They have a natural affinity for evil.
Raya in a conservative neighborhood, you know, because I'd be up all night, driving around at night, blasting my music, you know, maybe being obnoxious, whatever. But when you're in a liberal area, it's like you're the most put together person there. So I don't know. I like it. I want to live.
Playing on iPhone? Now you can play unlocked with Google Play Games on PC.
Live in a cabin. I don't want to do all that. Scudarlia. I've heard of it. I've driven past it a million times, but maybe I'll go.
Really, you sent $50.
Okay, so you just heard that response that Nick Fuentes gave to someone who was asking him that question, and let's just address the first point, because I was almost going to stop it just to address that one part, but he just had to find a way to insert black people into his response. I'm like, okay, we get it, Nick, you don't like black people, but he didn't have, of course, he had to throw black people in there when he was talking about, you know, him living in a liberal area, you know, everything is fine except for the times of running across the occasional blacks and everything like that. And I keep telling myself, Nick Fuentes does not run into black people like he claims he does. The only time he probably has interactions or see black people is when he's scrolling online on some social media site.
And every time, bro, I guarantee you it's a fearful interaction on his part. On his damn part. His ass probably be acting fake nice and shit. Oh, sorry, my bad, bro. Or excuse me. No, oh, that was my fault. Oh, you yeah. Scary ass nigga. You think black people slow? Like we can't read into body language? Like people can't tell? Like, buddy, if you thinking all of this in public, what you think that we think? You don't think your body language is telling us something? Your demeanor, the way you looking, your eyes shifting all around the room. You don't think that's telling everybody else something? These people they live in an echo chamber, bro. They act like they are the only autonomous people on this planet, and that's why they are slow. Like your IQ is just steadily dropping.
So he can have something to come online and say about black people, but he just had to throw black people in there. Notice black people race-wise was the only group that he actually mentioned by name or rather by identity. He didn't mention any other group specifically by name except black people. I'm telling you, we live rent-free in these people's heads. So that was the response right there. Nick said that he loves living in a liberal area. Basically, he's trying to say he doesn't want to live in a conservative area. He said those people are rude. And in a nutshell, he basically said it would be trash. He said he would be a pariah living in a conservative area. Like, these are his words. You actually heard him.
When it comes to protecting the tribe, I'm definitely as vicious as them. I was bred and trained to be by my elders. That's why I have the thunder sticks I have. Yeah, bro. I feel like, man, I don't know, bro. All the combat vets, all y'all gonna have to come out, bro. If we have another civil war, possibly because of these people, and you know they're gonna be the ones to start something. You just know it is. And they're not gonna have like that many people supporting them too. That's what they don't realize. Other white tea people that like chilling with black folk and have families with black folk and they family members are black, they not dealing with that. They co-work, you know what I'm saying? They lifelong friends and everything in this motherfucking country. So of course they're not gonna side with you, you know? Let's continue.
Say that out of his own mouth. He said the environment could be a little bit better, but you know, it's more free there. The food is better. So basically what he's saying is that he would be bored living in a conservative area. And the reason why I brought this clip up, except for the obvious of him bringing up black people when he didn't even have to, but hey, this is Nick Fuentes we're talking about. I'm willing to bet there are a lot of other so-called conservatives, especially the ones that call themselves Christian conservatives, probably don't live in a conservative area. I bet you if you was to pull up the demographic for a lot of these conservatives, especially these white male conservatives, they do not live in the most conservative area. A lot of them probably do not, which is probably why a lot of them go and do these so-called tours, because they probably need to get out of the area. They probably don't like the environment. So I thought it was just very interesting that he actually just flat out said it. And the crazy part about it is when I was looking at the video, because I saw it on Twitter, I was looking in the comment section and people were saying a whole bunch of different things. And I'm like, Nick Fuentes has basically admitted to y'all, even before this video went out there, that he was a grifter, without him actually saying it. Now, there could have been a time when he probably did say it. I just didn't catch it, nor did I care. But he moves and operates just like one. But y'all eat it up because he says things about black people, or he says things about another particular group. And y'all know exactly what group I'm talking about. And y'all eat it up. And he turns right back around and he laughs like Muttley from Wacky Races while pocketing your money that you probably send him. Or he relishes in the views and engagement that you give him because he says all the right things in your opinion. And he just literally said, and mind you, a lot of the people that give him support are the same conservatives he doesn't want to live around. Right. He said he loves living in a liberal environment.
When you choose US Cellular Prepaid, you're choosing reliable nation.
While
and yo, these people can't live without. They can't live without these labels, bro. They have to attach liberal. A person just can't be. I don't identify with any of these parties, right? A person can't just be a person. And they probably mean a liberal by somebody who might be gay, trans, or whatever. You know, a regular, like, what is he talking about, bro? I just look at these people. They just people in America. That's what America got going on. Like, so he talking about he wants to live around that. Why? So you can have something to complain about? Some content? A story to tell? Or do you want to instigate? Like, that's what I be wondering, chat. And these people do often complain about liberal this, Democrat that, but these people live in these communities, right? Then why don't you move away? Huh? Why don't you get away from that what you see is so annoying, bro, that it's just plaguing society so much? They can't and they won't, just because, like, Fuentes right here. He clearly loves the attention, bro. He loves being around it. I don't know what's up with these sick motherfuckers. I think they get off from it, right? Some type of psychological thing.
Spewing out quote unquote anti-liberal talking points. Now, a lot of people say make that make sense, but hey, it's a grifter. None of it's supposed to make sense. And to those of y'all who continue to support him, y'all are just about as dumb as he is. As a matter of fact, one would say he's a wicked genius. Well, I'm not gonna say most, but some grifters who actually know how to properly grift are wicked geniuses. And the people that fund them are just, well, let's just say a raisin might have a better IQ than they do. That's why I framed a question years ago.
And that's why I said what I said about them being able to manipulate stupid people. A smart person could do this. I could do this, but I won't, because why? I got way more integrity than these fools. I would never be no Brandon Tatum. Like, it's a lot of people that could be like the best of the best coons. or you know what I'm saying, tap dances. Like, but why? What self-respecting person that's winning in life is gonna do some shit like that? And you clearly see Fuentes has been alienated from majority of his community. His last name is Fuentes, y'all, so you can only imagine what that means. He's not even fully white. I think that's a Mexican Hispanic last name. So he already has issues assimilating into the people that he mostly favors. Right? Sucks for you, guys. Sucks for you.
Well, not years ago, but maybe a couple years ago. Who's worse, the grifter or their supporter? And to this day, I still stand on the supporter being the worst, because y'all could literally shut them down, but you choose not to because they keep saying, whispering, or blatantly yelling out sweet nothings to you. And you eat it up like it's the last meal you will ever digest. So yeah, Nick said that he loves living in a liberal environment. He loves living there. He said he could never live in a conservative environment. He said unless he was married. Now we all know that this dude is pretty much a staunch and documented incel, so his odds of getting married are very, very slim, like rail thin to none. But he's bragging about him being a single guy, so him being single, and it works well for him to live in a liberal environment. He says if he would only go over to a conservative living space if he was married and had a family. But let's be real here. I highly doubt that Nick Fuentes is ever going to get married or even have children. And you know what? I think the world would be better off if that.
Ain't no woman finna look, bro. Even they women don't respect him, bro. I don't think no woman wants that. Like, that is the epitome of a feminine man, right? 27 years old, no girlfriend, no children, nothing going on. He's a full-time racist grifter. Like, who would be attracted to that other than goofy ass, dumb ass Becky or something? It's people out there that like stuff like that, sure, but they always look rigmarole-ish. They look weird. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, his options are very few and in between. So he got to get in where he can fit in. Dude might not see a marriage or girlfriend until he about 50, 40-ish. You know what I'm saying? I think he's yak, bro. I think he's just a homosexual guy. That's all.
Did not happen. Considering the type of person he is, can you imagine?
Oh yeah, I definitely think this dude is he on that other side, because he always talk about white tea men all the time. He don't never talk about white tea women. He don't never be like, oh, let's show some love to the white tea. You ever notice that about this community chat? Like, people like Fuentes, they don't never be putting on for their women and everything. Like, we have something like Black Girl Magic. We don't never hear nothing similar of them trying to uplift their women. It's always white tea men this, white tea men that, white tea men need more freedom. Let's keep it going, bro.
Who would like be with him, let alone sleep and then procreate with him?
Not
like, imagine. You know what? I don't even want to imagine that. I don't even want to imagine what a world of that would even look like. I don't even think he can imagine it. Maybe he can, I don't know. So he might be staying in them liberal quarters a little bit longer. I just wanted to come on here and talk about this because this is actually pretty hilarious. But y'all let me know what y'all think about it down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.
That was a good video, man. That was a good video. Let's move on to the next topic. Yeah, these people, bro, they not finna like have their way, bro. What's this? White tea conservatives don't need their don't need their black DEI puppies anymore. Ah, shit. What's good? G Money Body in the building. G Mama, I keep saying G Mama Body. Shit. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. Salute to everybody in the chat. Appreciate you for tuning in. Also, man, if you would like to support the channel, you feel me? You liking what you've been seeing, be sure to tap that link pin in the chat. Your boy BTG, appreciate all the support. Other than that, appreciate the view. All right, let's get into it, man.
Yeah, we back. Now today's gonna be a quick video. We're gonna be talking about how in the modern era, currently right now, the white conservatives, they don't need the black conservatives anymore. I wanna talk about that. And I'm gonna use two individuals in particular, two black conservative talking head grifters in the media space, Brandon Tatum and somebody else who's on the come up by the name of something Tinashe Peter or whatever. And both of these guys are crashing out because I guess they realize that in the current climate, you are not needed. Your services are not needed. And they're also crashing out because I believe these guys are jealous of Nick Fuentes. And Nick Fuentes on multiple occasions has said himself that we don't need the black conservative talking head media grifters, right? You're just a token. You're just a sock puppet. You know, you carry water for us, right? You carry water. You sit in the back seat while we drive in the car. Nick Fuentes has said that on many occasions. So these guys, you know, they crashing out because of that. So we're going to get into it. It's going to be an interesting video.
Salute, bro. Salute. Hey, anybody planning to donate, anybody think about donating, man, salute to you. Feel me? You know what I'm saying? If you do, you do. You know, your boy always appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? The good deed, the thought. You know what I'm saying? It's the thought that counts. Appreciate it.
Video, man. Now, the first case study is this individual by the name of Peter Tinashe or Tinashe Peter, you know, up and coming grifter on the scene, you know, young rookie in the game, you know, making a splash on the airwaves. I seen him crashing out the other night. Right now, before we get into that, let me just get you introduced to who this guy is, you know, so we can get an idea of what we dealing with. Run the clip. I'll be right back.
Growing up as a black kid in a place like the Bay Area, I was brought up to believe that the most racist and hate-filled people were those who consider themselves as quote-unquote Republicans or conservatives, those who are on the right side of the aisle. I was raised in a place that was saturated with leftist, woke nonsense. I ran them streets.
Man, I ran them streets. You don't even sound like it, bro. It don't sound like the streets left an impact on you at all. We already just getting into this. And we already psychoanalyzing dude, right? Because, bro, these people right here that always end up having anti-black talking points, they never really, you know what I'm saying, took anything from that experience being out there and being from that type of background. It doesn't appear in the way they speak, in the way they carry themselves. Not saying that you need to be ghetto or you need to be, you know what I'm saying? But these people don't be fleshed out like that. They be talking because you seem like you're brainwashed, right? The right has always embraced extremism and racism.
I did find myself at a certain point becoming one of those Wakanda, ashwagandha type of Negroes. Now I gotta keep it all the way real with you.
Damn, what the fuck did I just do?
If I was a police,
I can't take nobody serious, bro, who refers to us as Negro. Okay, you are now seen as the same kind of individual as Billy Bob over there. All right, I cannot take you serious. Let's keep it going. All right, he called us a Negro, chat. Let's go.
Officer, and I stopped this individual here. I don't give a damn if it was for a traffic stop. You're going to jail. So today is October the 14th, 2025.
This motherfucker said, "Happy birthday, Kirkster." Boy, you was a goofy boy. This is what I be talking about. These are the embarrassments, yo. These be the tethers right here. When you find out they background not even similar to ours, okay, you grew up in the Bay Area, but that don't mean your parents. It's a bunch of like migrant people in places like that. You know, it is. You don't even put me in the, you know what I'm saying? It don't put you in the mind space of somebody out of LA or from that area at all. Come on.
And today would have been Charlie Kirk's 32nd birthday.
All right, we back. Now, like I said the other night, I seen a video of that same dude crashing out about Nick Fuentes. He says, listen, if Nick Fuentes is going to be the leader of the conservative movement, then I'm out. I don't want to be part of the movement. If Nick Fuentes is a part of the movement, at the forefront of the movement, things like that, right? So he started getting out of place. You know, the black conservatives, you know, the talking head grifters, they got to know their place. So he started getting out of place real quick, right? I'm going to play that clip. Right. And then I don't know. I think Nick Fuentes had an interview with Tucker Carlson the other day. I saw it went super viral. I didn't watch it, so I don't know what he said. Maybe he said we don't need the black conservative talking head DEI hires. Maybe he said something like that. I don't know. But anyway, play the clip. I'll be right back.
If these are the types of individuals that we have to click up with in the conservative movement, I'm good. No. I'm all the way good. See, the first and only reason I consider myself to be a conservative was because of the values that we hold. Therefore, when we start to compromise on those values by letting in a complete clown show, Exhibit A.
But they've been a clown show. I don't know if this guy been paying attention, bro. Conservatives, especially white tea conservatives and Republicans, they have always been anti-black. Always. It shows itself in one form or another. You can count on it, right? You can count on it, man. Tucker Carlson been a goofy. He's another goddamn trust fund, baby. Like, nobody cares about, like, real talk, yeah. And the only reason people be listening to these people because they got money and who their daddy was. That's the only reason, like.
Exhibit A.
Oh, bro.
I'm gonna put them on B because they're the same. They're the same ilk. These two right here. Now, here's the thing. I do not believe in censorship unless it is self-censorship, personal censorship, which means I have the right to shut these clown shows up in my life. They don't have to shut up necessarily. They can continue to do whatever it is that they're doing out there in the old circus. But as far as I'm concerned, as far as me and mine, we serve the Lord. And neither of these have the Lord in them. I'm just going to tell y'all straight up. So let me get this straight. No pun intended. This right here, this is y'all leader, right? That's him? Okay. Now I'm gonna ask this one more time because I really got to make sure I got the right guy. This is him. That's him, right? Okay. Now I promise y'all, this is the last time I'm going to ask this question. This is him, right? That's him.
Buddy be crossing his leg, bro. He got. Yo, Fuentes is a very feminine male, bro. That is a very feminine male. And for him to be, that literally shows you, like, he is the embodiment of that party. There is nothing masculine about being a neo-Nazi in 2025. Like, there is nothing masculine about that, y'all. Right? Buddy got his legs crossed. He already done caught. They said he was streaming or something, and they had caught this man streaming Yad Corn, man. So already, like, these people, his jacket already dirty, bro. Your jacket already dirty. No girlfriend. You got caught exposed like that. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right, we back. Now, as you can see, that guy was so soft that he said, listen, I don't believe in censorship. They can continue, disrespecting me, things like that, right? You feel so offended, but at the same time, you felt like they should be allowed to continue to disrespect you, knowing that if the shoe was on the other foot, they would make sure to put a muzzle on you. They would make sure to silence you. And if you were that much of a threat, they would make sure to assassinate you and eliminate you to make sure you could take no further action. But you such a coward. You such a little soft little boy, right? He said, listen, you're allowed to speak, but I have the right to shut you out of my life, right? You boys is soft. You carry water for the people. That's why you don't have the gall to stand up like a man and say, listen, nah, stop, shut that down right now. You can't do it. You can't do it because you carry water. You sit in the back seat, right? You hold the bags in the backpack.
Wait, this dude actually had a wife, Lou? This dude actually had a wife and she cheated on him and left him. Makes sense, huh? What women finna just stick around while you be on live streams for multiple hours and hosting whole shows talking about the white team man is under attack. The white team man is being outnumbered. Like, what woman just finna keep listening to that? Like, you need to at some point just man up, dude. Right? When your balls gonna drop? That's the questions that start coming to these white tee women when they be in these relationships with these type guys. Like, when is you gonna get it together? All this power you be talking about, when is you gonna gain it though? Power, I'm talking about pure power. Fuck on, boy. They be talking about pure power. Ain't seeing no pure power in the bedroom though. That's why she left. You know, that's why Rebecca left. That's why Julia packed her bags and she went with the kids and got with Tyrone.
And things like that, and go get the water and the refreshments. That's your role in this so-called conservative movement, right? Now, those of us who already seen what it was from the beginning, we already knew what role you played. We already knew what it was, right? It was only you that was late to the party. It was only you that allegedly didn't see what was happening. And also something else, brother, you know, because being a conservative, like I said, being a black conservative in a Western country, what you're gonna have to conserve is the values and the interests of the dominant majority population, right? So that's why you carry water for them people.
He was okay with that? Cause he liked being with other men. That's why they was in a lesbian relationship, Lou. That's what that was, a lesbian relationship. She saw it as like, man, I might as well be dating a female. Oh man, that's a crazy way to go out, bro. To get married and lose your relationship like that, that should have just been your girlfriend. What is you getting married for? What was the purpose of getting married? Now you just had that permanent stain on your jacket. Like, Groypers, this is y'all leader, bro. Alright. He just gave away his wife to another man. And he might have been black too. He had blue hair? No one, bruh. This gotta be self-hatred, Lou. This has to be self-hatred. Cause I could have sworn they despised people with blue hair. You know what I'm saying? And piercings and you know what I'm saying? Anime t-shirt. I could have sworn. No wonder why he just, you know what I'm saying? He gripped it so much because he ended up hating himself after that failed marriage.
So that's why you don't understand why Nick Fuentes resonates so much and is so popular, because his ideas actually represent a decent chunk of the country. It's a lot of people that resonate with him, you know, especially, you know, the young folks. So you got to get accustomed to that. You got to get accustomed to that. In fact, I even made a video a couple months ago, entitled, take a look up on the screen, The Rise of White Nationalism. Now, I was speaking in terms of international geopolitics in that regard, but like I said, guys like Nick Fuentes, that is the political direction where things are headed. Not only in the United States, but
I don't know. I was just looking at this dude's name, right? And I could have sworn this is a female's name, Tinashe Peter. See, your parent, you gotta blame the parents, man. You gotta blame the parents for the road that these people be going down. You was already doomed. Tinashe Peter. I've never known a dude with that name.
also in other countries as well, you know, France, the UK, Germany, etc., right? A rise of white nationalism. So you're gonna have to get used to guys like Nick Fuentes going into the future. You're gonna have to get used to sitting in a back seat while guys like Nick Fuentes drive the car, right? So you crashing out on the internet. Oh, this the leader of the movement? Yes, that's the leader of the movement. Yeah, unfortunately, that's one of the leaders of the movement. That's one of the prominent figures of the movement. Yes, you are never going to be the leader of the movement. You're black. Just logically speaking, if we live in a country where the majority of the population is white, even though that might not be the case in the foreseeable future, but in the current present time, the majority of the population is white and they are conservatives, which means they're trying to conserve the current situation and the current order of things. So yes, they would never put a black man.
And literally, conservative for white people just means conserving racism, conserving the extremism, conserving the majority white population. That's what that means. That's why in no time ever have the Republicans ever benefited the regular people of multiple skin complexions, right? They always do things to benefit their people. right? That embrace their ideology. All right? You could be a hard-working person. You could be somebody that pay your taxes and everything. If you're not white tea and you're not anti-ethnical, other than Caucasus, you're out of there. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no respect for you. They American is different from our American, y'all. Right?
And at the head of the movement, you will never be a prominent figure. You will always be a bag carrier. You will always be a water fetcher. You'll always be a tap dancer. You'll always be the court jester, but you'll never be the leader of the movement. Now, like I always say, conservatism in the Western sense, if you live in the United States, if you live in France, if you live in the UK and you call yourself a conservative, you're going to have to fall in line with what the white man got going on. You're going to have to fall in line with what the white man talking about. Now, if you go to a black country where the majority population is black, right, then you could be a conservative and actually conserve the interests of the black population naturally, because the dominant group in that region would be black, right? So conservatism looks different depending on the culture and the region and the location, right? All conservatism is not equal. When we talk about the conservatism in the United States, right, founded by European planters and white supremacists, that brand of conservatism is going to look a certain way versus the conservatism you might see in somewhere like Tanzania or somewhere like Senegal. It's going to look different, right? It's going to be influenced by different cultural factors, right? So like I said, man, you guys are bad carriers, and it seems like you were the last one to get the memo. You were the last one to find out the news, right? Anyway, next case study, I want to talk about Brandon Tatum, because that's another one that's been crashing out, especially because of Nick Fuentes. Right now, you know me, I'm not a fan of Nick Fuentes at all. We have nothing in common. I don't agree with him on pretty much anything that he says, but it's just simply entertaining to me to see these bag carriers crash out and realize that their services are no longer needed. But anyways, let's get into a case study of Brandon Tatum so we can get an idea of who he is before we go into, you know, him crashing out and going back and forth with Nick Fuentes. Let's go.
Why? Let's play with Foxfire. How did I pay my loan off and you can't? Or
where you from?
Wait, I'm from Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Dunbar High School.
Fort Worth,
right
Texas.
in the hood and stop 6. I want to maintain my race. What race?
You from Stock 6, Fort Worth, Texas, bro. And you in chat, like, that's a very black area of Texas too. That's a very black area. They got high crime and every damn thing. You would think he got more to worry about, right? You would think he got more to worry about than trying to take up for the white tea zaddy. Come on, man.
White people are not all the same. Some white people are Irish. Some white people are, you know, they come from different places. Italians and Jews, and what are we talking about, bro? If you so shallow and silly that I want to maintain, you a Christian, bro. What are you talking about? You a Christian. Your earthly experience is of nothing. Your legacy is not the color of your skin. It's spiritual. Like, God ain't looking at you being like,
he's saying all this right, but bro, look at the party that you've been representing. These people have been like this. Like, what? Yeah, he's saying all of this after Fuentes had attacked him, saying basically he's a house N-word and all these other things, right? Which I don't agree with that. And bro, at the end of the day, he's a tap dancer, but he's still black. He's a goofy. He's moronic. Oh, most definitely. But people need to grow. That don't mean I'm finna be on your side and everything and be supporting you and all, but I guess grow. At some point, about time, nigga.
good job. You kept your race going. I want to maintain my race. What race?
Now, I'm going to go into some videos of Nick Fuentes, because that's the reason why a lot of these guys mad, all these bag carriers and these water fetchers and these tap dancers. And
then when they be saying this stuff, this white tea country, and then you want a country full of people that look like this? These dad bods? This dude looks like another version of Donald Trump, bro. He looks like he might be his nephew or something. He might be related to Trump in some type of way. But these people can never make me feel bad about being black. Like, bro, look at you. Like, look about the way you talk, man. Like, how you think. It's it's the complete counter to how I am. Why would I want to be this weak depiction of what's supposed to be a man?
Booty clappers, right? That's why they really mad, because Nick Fuentes is basically saying that your services are no longer needed, right? You were necessary at a certain point in time, but currently right now, you know, get off the mic, right? You're a DEI hire. You're just a sock puppet mouthpiece to say things that, you know, previously we weren't able to say. But now, due to the political climate, due to the administration that is in office, we can now speak freely and express ourselves freely without the use of the black sock puppet. So anyways, I'm gonna get into some Nick Fuentes clips, and you can see why a lot of these guys, these black conservative talking head grifters, a lot of them, that's why they mad. Run the clip. I'll be right back.
You are a diversity hire. You are a DEI hire. You pander. And I'm kind of done with all the Uncle Toms. In a way, I'm done with all the Uncle Toms. I'm done with Jason Whitlock. I'm done with Candace Owens. I'm done with all the Uncle Tom token blacks. Like, you're not that smart.
You hear this guy right? In America. You know what I'm saying? We don't live in the 1960s no more, bro. We are far away from that time now. We ain't that far, but we far away from that time now. And stuff been happening to y'all that every time someone like this end up speaking like this, something ends up happening to them. Like, you need to get with the times, bro. We're not in 1960 nothing. No, early 1930, 20. No, we ain't in none of that. We're in modern day America where black people can do whatever the hell they want to do. Right? And we have no masters. We have no type of lords, no nothing. Nothing but that man up there in the sky. Right? That's their problem, bro. They think they God, man. They think it's, you know what I'm saying, their responsibility to try to guide people and try to make them seem like, oh, you need help. You need to be led in the right direction. You can't even lead yourself to not watching CP. To not committing crimes, to not scamming, food stamping, EBT. Come on, bro.
You're not even that conservative. You built your career on a grift that is now dead. You were hired when diversity quotas were a thing. You were hired when white guilt is a thing. I don't feel white guilt. I never have. DEI is over. So now you're...
White guilt has never existed. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Fuentes is an idiot. Chat, white guilt has never existed. These people have never been apologetic or sorry for any type of horrendous crimes they have committed against children, against black people, against Indians, against all of these other people, right? These people have always targeted the downtrodden, right? These people have always targeted people that are not them. So what the hell is he saying? Like, white guilt, bro? You just doubling down on the fact that people are right for not trusting y'all, for not wanting to be around you, right? Your isolation is due to your mouth, right? These people act like they ain't gonna never have to work nowhere no more and stuff. Don't think you Fuentes, right? He grifted and got him a little platform. It does not mean the same thing will happen for you. Yeah, their true nature is destruction. You know what I'm saying? To bring rot to whatever is prospering at the moment. Ain't no curative bone in their bodies. That's all you hear these Fuentes people talking about. Like, oh, take over the country, not build nothing, not reinforce nothing, not help support anything. These people looking to tear something down, right? And build them a statue in place of it. Fuck that. That ain't going down, bro.
You're done. You need to be fired. Like, you're done. Brandon Tatum is an idiot.
Hey man, shit. Hey man, Tucker, nigga, them some bitch ass niggas. Hey man.
He's a fucking idiot. Brandon Tatum is an idiot. Dumbest person I've ever heard. He should get an education. Thank you, man. Yeah, dude, he's a coon. That is a straight up coon.
Y'all, he just saying what we already know. These people, this is so stupid, bro, because it's like, once people really just, like, what word I want to use for this? Like, take action. I'm gonna just say, and really begin to realize, yeah, we ain't having that, right? Majority of the country is gonna be against you.
Now, in recent times, as you can see, Brendan Tatum has been, taking some little jabs at Nick Fuentes. Like, for example, when he said this, what a racist weirdo, right? Now, like I said, man, Nick Fuentes disrespected him, said, listen, you're an idiot, one of the dumbest people I ever seen. He mocked you, he clowned you, right? And all you said was, oh, what a weirdo. What a race. Like, listen, these guys don't got the heart to really speak their mind and really, stand upright like a man.
That's all you had to say was, oh, you're just a racist weirdo. You could have went in like you went in on the black dude on that panel he did. That panel that Tatum was on, bro, he had went off on another black person. He ain't hold back. He called him every name in the book. And you have this white T man publicly, you know what I'm saying, supposed to be in the same party as you. You know what I'm saying? Supposed to represent the same thing that you represent, and yet he is calling you out of your name and acting as if you're subhuman, and all you have to call him is a weirdo. A racist weirdo. You could have went harder than that, Tatum. Come on.
And they really say what's on their chest. They don't got it, bro. They carry water, sit in the back seat. You know what I'm saying? Play your role, right? Understand your position, right? They know what it is. Then he said, look at this racist clown. This is why Charlie Kirk wouldn't take him seriously. His entire platform is what? Being a troll? He had zero.
Charlie Kirk and both of them, they are the same, bro. They are literally the same. They went about things differently. That's the only reason they disliked him. Because how he went about things, he was outwardly racist, right? Then Charlie would be, you know what I'm saying, trying to do it on the back end. Just say a little, be manipulative, pretty much, chat. Be very manipulative with the way you speak and how you say things and when you choose to say them. They are the same cloth, just two different approaches. The fuck?
Value, just complaining. He claims to be a Christian, but he constantly talks like this, right? So this guy always hiding behind the Christianity, like the other guy, right? These guys are trying to build some like alliance with these white supremacists based on religion and shared spirituality. Like, y'all got to stop doing that, bro. Like, you got to understand spirituality is also influenced by the culture of that nation, of that area, right? So it comes out. It's same thing with conservatism. Just like how conservatism is expressed differently depending on the culture or the location, same thing with the religion and the spirituality. You're trying to bond with these like white supremacist descendants of European planters, and you think, oh man, that's my family, that's my brother because of some shared religion, right? So you guys are like bamboozled, and they don't feel that way.
Yeah, I don't. That's that goofy stuff, bro. You my brother through Christ's mercy. If you don't go somewhere, bro, these people literally are the total opposite of that Bible. These people use the Bible to do evil, bro. A lot of these people, like Fuentes, you'll see Christian God first or something in their bio on social media, and the whole time they doing stuff like this. So what God? That's what I'm saying. I said this. I don't know if I said this. I had a conversation with somebody, and I was like, that's why these people can't tell me about who God is, and I don't go to their churches. I don't listen to them sermons. I don't. You feel me? Because y'all be talking about two different people. You feel me? You talking about two different people. I grew up in a Christian family, so that's a lot of the doctrine that I experienced. But that's one thing for sure. I always knew that them group of people just didn't know what they were talking about, right? And them people would use that to commit unspeakable acts of violence. Brothers are crazy. I never got close. Even though me coming up in a Christian family, I never got close to that harmonious feeling that these other people felt when it comes to Christianity. And my brother in Christ, you should let them, you should forgive them, and you should you know what I'm saying, turn the other cheek. I've never felt those sentiments before, and that's why I always been kind of like, like I understand about it, but I don't identify with that. You feel me? Just like I don't identify with none of these racist ass talking points.
Obviously, we can look at the history. They've never felt that way. But anyway, Brandon Tatum responded to him. Play the clip. I'll be right back.
What an idiot. I don't know how people think this dude is a normal person that they should platform other than kicking his butt verbally on a debate. Like, do you not have any intuition or wisdom? Do you not believe in God? These fake Christians like Nick Fuentes.
Now, as you can see, Brandon Tatum still trying to hide behind the religion, trying to use the Bible for protection. But you got to understand, obviously, they don't feel that way. And on top of that, one thing Nick Fuentes said that was interesting, he said, you guys are not even true conservatives. Now, besides the fact that I believe Brandon Tatum and even Candace Owens and probably others as well, for example, Candace Owens, she married to a white man. So that's the most obvious in terms of definitely not being a true conservative, I think, in the sense that Nick Fuentes was talking about. Because you're not even in the business of conserving anything, to be real. You're just sitting around carrying water for other groups. And on top of that, you don't really have any true foundation or true values or beliefs, right? You're a grifter, so your beliefs change, your talking points change, your position changes depending on the scenario, depending on the subject or the suspect, right? Based on what the audience is going to react to. And that's another thing. When you look at the audience of these black conservative talking head grifters, they're not even talking to the black community. So how can you be a black conservative and you're conserving, I guess, the black community, but you're not even talking to your own community? When you look at the demographics of your audience, you're talking to a damn near fully white crowd. So how are you in the business of, you say you're a black conservative, but when you look at your audience and your demographics and the ones that actually tune into what you got to say, you're not even talking to your own people. You're talking to white folks, right? So that's
exactly, bro. You will never find this dude finding common ground with any black people. You will never find Tatum having a conversation where he's like, yeah, I understand this, man, and yeah, like, you got a strong point, bro. Like, they do be doing. You would never hear him say that. It's against his business policy. His bosses, you know what I'm saying? They don't like that.
That's the difference. That's the big difference, right? So when you look at Nick Fuentes, his demographics, right? When you look at Matt Walsh and all these other these white conservatives, they're actually talking to their own people. They're actually talking to their own community about what matters to them, right? See, when it comes to a channel like mine, for example, I'm actually talking to my own community. I'm actually talking to my own people about things that matter to us, right? The only difference is I'm not calling myself a black conservative or things like that. I'm not carrying water for some old white dudes, right? So at the end of the day, this is simply a result of the shifting political climate, the social climate, right? As people tend to move more conservative, more to the right, more hardline extremists in their conservative views, or just outright white supremacists, guys like these, you know, these black media talking head grifters, they're not really needed in the current ecosystem. Maybe 10 years ago, when you probably needed a black sock puppet to say certain things or get off and promote certain messages that you yourself were not able to say because you might be branded as a racist or a white supremacist. But now in the current climate where you can actually express certain views, you know, openly and freely under the current administration, guys like these, you know, you don't need the sock puppet anymore. You don't need the black mascot anymore. You don't need the black mouthpiece anymore, because you can just say it yourself, right? They have their guys saying it outright, right? You have guys like Matt Walsh and Steven Crowder, man, 13% of the population, X amount of the crimes, right? Things like that. They couldn't just get that off like 10 years ago, right? They couldn't get it off 10 years ago. Now they can openly just spread the propaganda just openly with their face on the camera. And it's interesting because, for example, I saw somebody say this: Officer Brandon Tatum called Nick Fuentes a racist after spending 10 years saying racism doesn't exist, right? So like I said, man, you spent the last, you know, several years carrying water saying racism doesn't exist. Stop looking at color. I paid off my loans. How come you didn't do it? Things like that, right? And now you talking about, oh man, now, oh, Nick Fuentes is a racist and the other guy crashing out. Oh, this is the leader of the movement. Like, listen, it sounds like a mix of jealousy. It sounds like a mix of rejection. You guys feel hurt because you felt like you were actually part of the movement for real. You actually felt like these people actually had love for you for real. And then you realize that, nope, guys like Nick Fuentes, Matt Walsh, Steven Crowder, they're at the forefront. They're the ones moving the needle, right? They're the ones that people are latching onto and resonated with. And they don't really need the black sock puppet, right? So get back in your place. You sit in the back, right? Get in the trunk. Maybe when the liberals get back in office, we can pull you out the trunk again and you can make yourself useful. But for right now, we don't need you. You know, we don't need you. And this is a rude awakening. Now, for me, like I said, when I made my channel, I was targeting my own community, my own people. So I don't got to worry about
I will never make a channel targeting black people. I will never. It's too many examples, bro. These people being violent for me to be going to make a channel purporting on black crime, on black. And we got enough of that. We have enough media channels, media pages of motherfuckers constantly talking about black drama and what's going on in black people's lives. Let's talk about the YT community. Let's talk about the mass shootings. Let's talk about all these pastors with CP on their devices. Let's talk about that stuff. Stop talking about black people, bro. I swear that's not getting this country nowhere. Repeatedly talking about black society and black issues. We literally do not shape anything when it comes to this. Like, come on, bro. We shape our own communities, but we don't go into other communities, shape them. We don't go shaving off individuals over there. We don't go, you know what I'm saying? Making people disappear, causing a giant rift, a ripple effect across generations and generations. Talking about them will get your page shut down. That's why you gotta do it in a certain type of way, man. You gotta do it in a certain type of way. Like how Buddy doing it right now, kinda. But he, like he said, he got his start talking about us. You feel me? But I feel like just like it's a way for them. Look, I feel like we can do all the stuff that they do right, but even better, because we don't need to lie. Right? We just show all these examples, all these videos, all of these documents, all these people scamming, scamming the SNAP benefit system, doing all of that for years. Like, we got so many documents and like, bro, all their crime should be making the news, yo. I just heard about, I think it was what was his name? Jesse Butler or Taylor, whatever his name was. Some high school boy had raped multiple girls or whatever, and he choked some girl. She was within an inch of her life, and the doctor said she could have lost her life or whatever, and something like that had happened. And the judge had let him go. They didn't give him no jail time or something, or he went and bailed out. I forgot. I need to look at that. But Jesse Butler or something, bro. Perfect example. Like, they can't hide no more. Like, they can no longer bury their crime, bro. That excuse of, look, they always looking for a reason why the country ain't where it need to be and everything. And then they turn to the black community. No, it's you motherfuckers. These people done had all this money and all these resources, and what is they doing? Taking advantage of the youth. Scamming their communities and other communities. Come on, bro.
The shifting, political climate or the social climate or things like that, because I am truly in the business of conserving my personal interests, right? So that's why I talk to my own community. I put out content for my own community, and that's why my community, they got my back, right? When it comes to you, unfortunately, they change like the wind because you are simply a mercenary on their payroll. They don't really see you as part of the family or part of the community for real. So it seems like to some of y'all, at least these two guys, Brandon Tatum and the other guy, it seems like this is a rude awakening for you, Hey, it is what it is. Something that we already knew, but I guess you were in denial until you could no longer deny it. Anyway, it's your boy Nevercard. That's Celine back in the building. Yes, indeed. Second single off the next project, The Spy and Bamako. Pin comment at the top. Subscribe to the Patreon, NTD1814, and I'm gone. Peace.
Feel like it's me. I feel like I'm Saudi or ran up on Yan in the middle of Bamako enemy.
All right, chat. Well, that's gonna be all for today. Salute to the chat, man. Salute to everybody that popped out to the stream, man. Gave your boy a view. These were some interesting topics, bro. Just to, you know what I'm saying, let y'all know something is coming, bro. Something is really stirring up over there with the GOP and all these motherfuckers in Congress. Something is about to pop off, man. But I thought I had to shine some light on that, and how these people just getting blatant with it. Yeah, they always trying to blame the builders, Lou. Something go wrong with the infrastructure, blame the builders. Not the motherfuckers that's supposed to be having eternal affairs, bro. Internal affairs. They the ones shaking hands, having talks, signing contracts, right? So why the hell ain't all the what's going on? But yeah, man. We the mechanism, bro. We the machine to keep this shit going. So y'all don't forget that. It's your boy BTG. I'm gonna pop out on y'all on the next one, man. Peace.